Hey, my name is Jen, and last year I decided to start a garden. I'm going to film it in case there's anyone else out there who this is their first time doing a garden as well. We can share in our triumphs and learn from our mistakes together. So I'm doing this to save up food stores, right, in case there's a manageable catastrophe. Right now I have some rice and beans, but I would like to learn to grow my own food. So I started last March by composting. It was pretty successful. You can see here that I've got some good compost ready to go. It's supposed to smell good. Mine does smell good. And I achieved this by following a rule of 1/3 nitrogen materials to 2/3 carbon materials. Examples of carbon materials are like leaves, sticks, eggshells, coffee grounds, cardboard. I didn't include Amazon boxes because I heard that they spray those with rat poison. We don't want rat poison in our compost. Examples of nitrogen materials are kitchen scraps, pet manure, things of that nature. Alright, so I started mine on bare earth behind my shed so that the worms could get to it. Worms are very good for the garden, and the rain kept my compost moist, so this was ideal for me. You can also compost in bins. I didn't go that route though. So what I did was I layered down some sticks, and then I put a layer of kitchen scraps on top of that, and then leaves on top of that. Once I had about 4 layers and it was nice and moist from the rain, I would aerate it by turning it with a shovel. This helped the decomposition process, and fast forward about a year, I've got plenty of compost for my garden that I've started at the top of the hill up there. So this is going to go to the top of the hill now. All the kitchen scraps are decomposed, which is good. You don't want to put compost down in the garden where things aren't decomposed because it'll attract unwanted insects like white grubs. So it's winter time now. I don't have any white grubs, but if you see that you do, pretty simple. You just spread your compost in a thin layer over a tarp. The birds will eat the grubs and leave you with your nice compost. I do have some leaves in here that haven't decomposed yet. That's okay. They're not going to attract unwanted insects. By the way, a note, some insects are good for the garden. Insects that are not great for the garden are like white grubs and maggots, so those are the ones that you want to get rid of. So this compost is ready to go. I also feel good because it's good for the environment. When people throw away kitchen scraps in landfills, there's not enough airflow and it creates methane, which is harmful for the environment. So, doing my part here, gonna take this upstairs and show you all what my garden setup looks like. Alright, so I put the compost in some of the pots, which I will show you in the next video along with the schematics of my raised beds. This is one of the raised beds here, and I just wanted to show you that instead of tilling the earth on the bottom of the raised bed, I laid a layer of hay and then a layer of leaves from the autumn. That way I don't have to till, loosens the soil, it adds nutrients, and it's ready for the dirt that's coming in a few days. Once the dirt's on here, I'll add the compost on top to where I'm going to plant my plants. I'll also show you what plants I'm planting in the next video, but before we go to that, I wanted to let you know that the reason that I had to add compost, even if I wasn't ordering topsoil, was because where I live in zone 7B, there's a lot of red clay. So red clay doesn't have a lot of nutrients. It's really tough for plants to grow, so it's clutch to make compost so that the soil has nutrients and it retains moisture. I also hear that it staves off plant disease. Good compost has like microbiology in it that helps plant disease. So there's another great factor right there. So that's my bit on compost. Next video, I'll show you how I made my raised beds, what they look like, and what plants I'm going to be planting.